Can we get back to the money real quick? Yeah. Can I ask y'all a question just because I'm curious, and then it ties into a bigger story. So let's start here. It's more of a relationship question. So if you're dating, here we go. Y'all dating, right?
I don't even know what it is, and it's funny, and I'm over here snorkeling.
Would you let your girl date another dude or go out with another dude?
No.
Why?
Because I'm not dating, I'm courting.
Even if you're just like,
The whole intent is marriage, and if you want to not be with me to the capacity where we're going to spend the rest of our life with each other, and you're just doing this to kill time, then please don't waste my time and respect mine, and I'll respect yours. Go depart from me.
Right. But if your girl said, well, let me go out with this dude, whatever, would y'all let that happen?
I would let her, and I would not let her come back.
God, I'll talk that talk. Go ahead.
I want to know where this subject comes from.
We getting there. No, we getting there. I'm cooking. Go ahead. So what you doing? Yes or no?
So are we in a relationship?
You in a relationship
with this girl?
You in a relationship? Yes. Y'all. Let's say y'all. We can say y'all married, but let's say y'all. Even if y'all wasn't married, let's say y'all just dating. Would you let your girl go out with somebody else, and y'all in like an exclusive relationship?
Well, first of all, it all depends how many dates we've been on. For one.
Let me like I said, y'all are exclusively dating.
So we exclusive.
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
So we at that stage.
Boyfriend, girl.
We at that stage. Then no, I will not allow her to go out.
Got it.
My time is valuable and her time is valuable.
Got it.
But you know how I am.
I know. I got it. Secondary question. Same scenario. If there was $1,000 in play.
What?
I knew this was.
If there's $1,000 in play
on the table on this one, go for it.
And somebody said, "I'll pay you $1,000 to let me date your girl." Would you let that happen?
But there's enough money in the world for that one. That $1,000, that's chump change.
That money is not worth
let's say it's $25,000.
First of all, certain brothers ain't got 25.
No. Some people do. I mean, certain people do.
Okay,
$25,000. You letting your girlfriend or your wife go out on a date?
I'm not answering this question. Go ahead.
No, because the money's worthless to me.
Talk to me nice.
What am I gonna do with it?
Got it.
What is money really worth?
So let me turn the corner a little bit. So let's say that you're the person that you're dating. Let's say the person that you're dating is a social media influencer.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an oxymoron for me. I wouldn't be there.
I got you. But let's say they're a social media influencer.
Okay.
Of what variety?
Just an influencer. Not like let's say they do.
Basically, she on.
All right, Paul.
She's on Instagram, like maybe a makeup person, whatever.
Okay.
You still let it happen?
No.
Let's say you so happen to date an OnlyFans model. Same scenario. You let it happen?
Well, me on that typical subject, I know ain't no chance in hell I could probably live up to that person's expectation if that's her hustle on her side, because like you said, everything is based on views, and if she has it like that, ain't no point in taking me to stick it around. I'm asking, but if that was my girl, no, I still wouldn't.
Here's the story.
Okay.
The reason why I'm asking this, the reason why I'm asking this, I'm just asking this in basically, I'm doing this conversation in reverse. Story goes.
Okay.
Hi, top end podcaster, Adam22. Shout out to No Jumper and everything that y'all do over there. Allowed his girl to film a porn with another dude.
What is there? Are they married? Or are they just?
They're married.
Okay.
With the kid, by the way.
That poor child.
So
a father with no balls and a mother who's a whore. That kid does not have a good chance.
See what you started?
No, but the thing is, because that's been the story. This one of the big stories that's been happening the whole week.
Now, hold up, before you even finish this, let me clarify something. Or no, not even clarify. Let me say something. If they, and see, this is one thing I do. I'm pretty sure they got an open relationship.
Oh yeah. So let me kind of give you a little bit of let me give y'all details.
Before you start saying the sins, which they are.
Let me just state facts. So he, Adam22, former like music producer, podcaster now, all that stuff, high end dude, got a lot of stuff going on. Good dude for the most part. His girl that he chose to be with, by the way,
it's not his anymore.
We're getting they're married. His girl, because they're married. By technicality, that's still his. He's still his because they're married still. Huh? Yeah. Like I say, still his on paper.
Let the brother finish.
Married. She, porn star, social influencer, all that stuff. She was that basically before they got married. That makes sense.
So basically,
he knew what she was doing ahead of time. That makes sense.
Yeah.
He knew what she was about ahead of time. Now they have a secondary podcast that they do together.
Okay.
Called Plug Talk. I want to make sure I get the terms right. They got it on Plug. It's called Plug Talk.
Okay.
Because her name is Lena The Plug, Adam22. They call it Plug Talk. Whereas in those instances, he is allowed to be with other women with her there, obviously. But then now they kind of flip the tables and said, well, I allowed you to be with these girls and these girls and these girls, and I even all was there with, I want to be with somebody else. And he allowed it to be. Here's part of the conversation piece.
Okay.
Goes back to the original question. Would you date somebody who is, I know your answer, but I'll let you get into it anyway. Would you date a influencer, OnlyFans, Instagram model type?
Okay, so if I were to find somebody like that and say that
because you already know my background.
I know, but I want to. The reason why I'm doing this is to give the audience perspective. By the way,
I would say the only circumstance I could see myself doing that is that if it was a lifestyle they repented of. Mm-hmm. Say they were found by the Lord and they've forsaken all that and turned away from it. The OnlyFans, the influence, the pornographic lifestyle.
Because a lot of people's done that.
They've turned from it wholly, fully, and truly, and they have been found in the Lord. Then I will not hold those sins of the past against them. After all, my sins of my past aren't held against me. So how can I hold their sins against them when the Lord has forgiven them? But he's
not wrong because there's a lot of people who's done that. True. So this is why I want to give y'all perspective.
So just hypothetically speaking, if I were to find a woman who is a born again Christian, who is faithful, belief, repentant in the Lord, and she were to tell me herself, in my past I did pornography and I was this and I was that, but that is the old me who was crucified with Christ. Mm-hmm. I would be inclined to say, well, I mean, that's in your past. You are born again. You're a new creature, right? Now, obviously, the past is wrong when you feel shame and regret for it, and when you do things like that, they tend to stick with you for the rest of your life. I wouldn't hold it against her. I would consider it an option for a marital partner. I would.
No,
but that's because it's in the past. Now, if I were to meet someone who was actively living this way, then they're not an option at all. They're somebody who needs God, not somebody who needs a husband.
So, but let's say that you get into, you start talking to her, and then
ask the real question you really.
I'm going.
Ask the real question because that's not the question you asked.
It's called content, Paul.
I'm getting content first. I'm like let Nerd Boyfriend spin some a little bit. I got
let him make things right.
I'm whipping
to make jambalaya.
I'm whipping the pot a little bit. But before I get there, I like your answer an awful lot.
That was real good. I've been around
the world, been around the block, been around the ones who
I'll just say I've been around enough people and a lot of females.
I've been around the world and
stuff I'm not gonna mention on this podcast. But for me, I don't discriminate unless it comes up in the situation. That I have seen happen before. Not to me, but to other individuals. Because people tend to hold grudges on people's backgrounds and passes nowadays just because they know that person can actually go back to that lifestyle if they choose to. And most people can't handle that kind of situation because they know they can't compete with that. For example, you said that she was a porn star. Mm-hmm. And he already knew about it. Mm-hmm. But can he actually comprehend with it on a daily basis?
Well,
knowing, I'm pretty sure
he's a de facto porn star now too because he's been doing this with her, so he's a de facto porn star at this juncture right now.
What I'm saying is certain people can't handle that kind of
facts
tolerance on certain people's background because I ran into this problem in my marriage. Because, in my past history. So, to answer your question, I wouldn't have a problem with dating somebody like that if they back
actively living that way.
Like if now. So let me clarify just for Victor's sake and for the people's sake. Okay. So you will be okay dating a porn star or dating let's not even say a porn star. Let's say just an OnlyFans model. If it was the actual thing they're doing right now, mm-hmm. or not they past, mm-hmm. would I date them now? Mm-hmm. No, I wouldn't date them. Why? Because I'm not trying to pressure on this. I'm just for context. Why? Because I would know the end result on that. So let's say that they are currently doing it, but they are trying to get out of that lifestyle. You still trying to work? Goes into what Vic was saying a little bit. Let's say they were currently. So let me just clarify this to make sure that I said the question right. So, if that girl was an OnlyFans model, currently when you met them and you just found, and let's say that didn't come up in conversation until let's say you dated 2, 3, 4 times, and all of a sudden it comes up in conversation. What do I do? Like, I work here, but I'm also have an OnlyFans page on the side. For that, okay. So I just want to give you some context. Okay, so now that you clean it up, I would date that person because I can't hold somebody's past or what they're currently doing now against them because at the end of the day, I know I'm not perfect either. I know I've done some stuff which I know I'm not going to mention on this podcast that I'm not really proud of. Mm-hmm. But I can't judge somebody for trying to survive, if that answers your question. Regardless what they do, because I'm a man. I love the Lord. I'm saying this because I know your beliefs and stuff like that. But I don't take any context on people what they believe in or what they past hold them or what they're currently doing now. It's because I know for a fact everybody has to be on their grind and hustle. So I would still date that person if that person came forward to me and said, "Hey, look, now that we're getting serious, this is going on in my life. I have this and I'm doing this now. Would you still date me or would you leave me?" Yeah, and this is part of where I'm going. Yeah. So that goes back to my original premise. So let me add this to the conversation piece a little bit.
Oh, real quick, I'm just thinking I think it's Drake that sang that stupid song. I can picture Paul. Would you still date me? Paul? That stupid song.
Baby, you're my everything.
He said, "Do you love me?" I tell him,
"Only partly." I love my mama. I'm sorry. But shout out to Drake, by the way. I like it. No, so let me add this. Let me add this to the equation though. Okay. So let's say that she's making, I'm not gonna say too much money because there's really no such thing. Let's say she's making a significant amount of money.
Okay. Just say making money.
Let's say she's making $25,000 a month. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The average California rent. Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Yeah, talk that. Not 2,500. I'm talking about 25,000. Anyway, so utility. Talk that gas and electric talk. Talk that gas and electric talk. And it's hard for her to break away from doing OnlyFans. Okay. You're already kind of semi-invested, but she's making a significant amount of money, which could be more than what you're making right now. Okay. what's the call?
I'll still be dating her. It doesn't matter for me how she makes her money. What matters to me is that she came forward and told me before the relationship got serious. You see what I'm saying?
Got it. So
I never, and I say this to every female out there, I never knock a chick's hustle, or regardless of what they do in life, whether if it's good or bad.
So,
I mean, this world ain't perfect, but I'd rather you tell me up front, personally, than to let me find out.
So would you
somewhere
take?
Else.
So would you take?
That's just a street.
No. I got you. So. Would you take the money over the morals? Which goes into what Vic was talking about.
Money can't buy everything.
So this is why it goes into the question I just asked.
I'd rather have that person than the money.
Yeah, because here's the thing.
But
the morals, meaning that at some point you're not gonna want your girl out there advertising for everybody, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now,
and he don't mean everybody.
I know what he means. I know where he was going with this. But
yeah.
I'm just saying,
you don't want your girl advertising for everybody, but certain people
is okay with it.
No. There's certain people that's okay with it. This is where the Adam22 comes into it. Obviously, he was okay with it enough to allow it to be. It got him, it got them, every single bit of notoriety, news thread, money.
Okay, so now
it got him so much.
Let me clarify something. So what you're saying right now is, what moral? What I cannot break away with that, even though I know I'm getting a piece of that.
Yes, of course you get, because you're dating,
and we're dating, and if she's hooking me up, I'm not gonna turn it down.
But see, this is the conversation.
If it's coming from her, I'm not just going. I'm gonna just snatch her money. If she come bringing it to me personally, or she, helping me do something with it, then I'm not going. This is the tough conversation piece we're going to have here. Okay.
Because yes, money versus morals. Is that money worth you compromising your morals and your belief system? Meaning that if you be like, well, no, I would never date a porn star, but if an OnlyFans model is bringing me $25K a month and I can enjoy this lifestyle and I get the fame and the notoriety and I can walk around with somebody who's considered a diamond. You see where I'm going here?
I see where you're going.
If money can buy your convictions, you don't have any.
This is where I'm kind of getting to. Because at some point, it goes into everybody has a price tag. But in certain instances, you shouldn't, because
prices go up every day on that.
Of course. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. We got that part. Yeah. But here's the problem. Here's the problem, though. You're compromising what you want in a woman.
Okay, so see, this is why we're here on this table, because what I really want to say.
Say what you want to say. Say what you want to say.
Okay. Vic, I love you. I'm gonna just say this.
Why you scared now? This is grown. You can the 48-year-old no boy fresh today.
If I say I messed around with a porn star, I'm not gonna deny it.
No, of course you're not going to. No, God. Can I start?
When I date a porn star.
Stop. Okay. He's gonna start from the beginning.
No, he ain't got to start with
No, I'm not starting from the beginning.
With this.
Let me keep it tall with you. It's not like I never don't interact with porn stars. I've known them in the industry for years. The thing about what Victor said, how a lot of them has gotten out, got their lives together. I've seen that happen firsthand, by the way. But with that being said, it's hard for you to get in, when you're in that and they're giving you a certain lifestyle, it's hard to break out.
It's hard to break out, and it's hard to even be around it because you already know once you step out in public with this person.
No, because you're invested.
Yeah.
And the problem with being invested is there's a moral code. So is your moral code strong enough to withstand that? Meaning that and certain people, it's not. Certain people, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you're working your job right now, and your girl's an OnlyFans model bringing in $25K a month, Not a year, I'm talking about a month.
Okay.
And y'all can enjoy the lifestyle, oh baby, here's a new car just because me and you together. Oh, let's go on a trip here because me and you together. So you're riding the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that she's advertising in front of, being seen by, always gawked at, always looked at multiple dudes, not on the strength of just of who she is. She's on that because she's advertising. And these guys, half the guys that's gawking at her and stuff are the guys that's paying for your lifestyle.
Okay.
These guys are paying your lifestyle.
Okay. I understand all that.
Are you compromising that? That's the question. Because I know it's a tough question, and I know a lot of people.
This is like an episode of Wild 'N Out, so I'm gonna plead the fifth on this.
I know you're gonna plead the fifth. You wanna know why? Because the answer to a lot of people is yes.
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
No, I mean the honest answer is a lot of people would. The thing about Adam22, he got money, and he still did it. And it's not like it was just his girl; it was his wife, who he just had a baby with.
Yeah. And
because he's in the industry, you're already deep into it.
I know, but
the problem is you knew what it was.
But that's on both sides too.
But let's say that she said, "I want out." That's a much different conversation than y'all just still diving.
But y'all I'll keep this 100. If she told me, if she came in and said, "Babe, look, the lifestyle was cool, but I'm ready to step away from it." Cool, let's step away from it.
Yes, because that's changing the moral.
Let's change something. Let's do something that we both can be proud of at the end of the day.
That's changing the moral compass. Does that make sense? But a lot of times, a lot of these people don't want to change the moral compass because the lifestyle's too good.
I mean, if I knew this money was gonna keep coming, I'm gonna enjoy the lifestyle.
But the problem is the lifestyle worth the end result?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's right here in Scripture, those who live this way. But the cowardly, unbelieving, abominable murderers, sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
And here's where I'm gonna double in, and that's great. Mm-hmm. And here's where I'm gonna double in on that.
Lake which burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
And here's where I'm gonna double in, and that's great. Mm-hmm. And here's where I'm gonna double in on that. I'm not saying that any one of us is perfect. Like Vic said, like I would say, we all have a past. Mm-hmm. But that's not to say that we're not trying to change our moral code ourselves. If we're trying to strive and become better, you want to associate and interact with people who are striving, growing to become better. And your significant other should be on your side in the trenches with you.
Everybody's morals are different though, Cam. Yeah.
No, facts. That's part of the point.
Yeah, because
agreed.
Because now I understand what you're saying. Because I'll say this like that. Because if you have that lifestyle and you know the money gonna come in 24/7, and you know that, and if you're a grimy person, which I know a lot of grimy motherfuckers these days, they gonna still keep flossing, they gonna throw it in your face. So to answer your question, me personally, I would, and I'll say this to both of you, I will enjoy that lifestyle. That's just me.
Well, the last thing we want you to do is lie to us.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. If I had money like that coming in, of course I'm gonna go. That's just me. I'm gonna go floss around, having a good time. That's just
earrings.
Yeah, probably that too. But no, I'm not. I'm gonna keep it tall with y'all. And you, Cam, you know I'll never lie to you on that. I will enjoy that lifestyle.
I know you would enjoy the lifestyle because a lot of people do.
And I'll say this right now, if I had a girl like that, and if she came up to me and say, "Babe, I'm ready to change my life," okay, let's do it together. That part of it, regardless of how.
If the money went away, and she's not as much of an influencer, she's not getting as recognized and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. Y'all still rocking?
No, we still rocking.
Because a lot of people don't. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Like
a lot of people don't.
Love don't cost a thing.
No, but because a lot of people don't. A lot of people, when the lifestyle goes away,
grimy motherfuckers would walk away from that because they like that money. They love the. You see in the movie. You see in everything.
It's not even a movie. This is just a real life.
In real life scenes.
You know, but I'm not saying.
I've seen it happen.
Because there's a difference between people, and I've seen we probably.
Because like we said before, what's the most powerful thing? Money, sex and a lifestyle.
To a degree, yes.
Yeah.
But see, the problem is that
grimy people will choose the money over everything else just because they know the money's still gonna keep.
No, because
in.
it's the
they don't want the money to stop.
No, because they want the lifestyle. With the lifestyle.
They don't want the lifestyle to stop because, like you said, some never had that kind of reputation.
No, they never had it. And it goes into my thing. Most people.
You got me started on.
I know. But we good.
But
good.
No.
Most people don't get to the point where they can have a chance at half of these women. Yeah. For one, and once they get a chance, then they realize, well, this person so happens to be in the industry. Is it just about women,
or it can be about both? Because
it can go. This goes both ways. This goes both ways. The reason why I say it in this instance because this is where the climate is.
Okay.
A lot of your guys is working your regular jobs and stuff. A lot of your women, on the real, like the ones that y'all trying to chase after, what are they doing?
Well, I mean, but at the end of the day,
they're OnlyFans models, they're Instagram models, they're influencers. That's what they are.
Whether it's a man or a woman, if I was a friend with them, I would try to pull them out.
Right.
That's not like their sex is.
If I told you can't, and we said, hey, Nerd Boy Fresh is not just Nerd Boy Fresh. Nerd Boy Fresh is a porn star.
First of all, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
You need to put some more meat on your bone.
Hey, I'm slim with the tilted grim.
Look, man, knowing the depravity of the modern world, there's a market for everything.
There is. That's what I'm saying. So let's say Cam, for all intents and purposes, is a porn star, and I'm out there getting freaky deaky. What y'all saying? I'm pulling in $30K, $40K a week.
I would tell you, repent.
Exactly. So does that, like I said, but does it change the moral compass just because? First of all, I wouldn't put myself in that. And don't get it wrong. And as many times that opportunity has actually came up in multiple different facets. For me to be involved. No, don't get it wrong.
No,
I had the chance. Because of that, and because of knowing people who's been in that industry, as doing music, I could have done music for like any type of like porno and would have got paid a god awful amount of money. I could have easily been with and like I hung out with a lot of these people. Mm-hmm. So I could have easily been like, well, how do I get in? And how many times they ask me, oh, you do music? You should just come in and come work for us. You know how much money we get paid to do this, and this? Yes. But no.
But it's hard to walk, like you said.
But you gotta, your moral
money
compass.
Sound good, but your
moral compass has to be strong enough.
Your
because once you're
reputation.
There, because once you're there,
goes out the box.
You don't get out.
Yeah.
You don't get out.
And that money
because you know how hard it is for these people.
Because when you see that first piece of check, that first money, it's
hard. If I told you how many porn stars, guys and girls, who's been in the industry, gotten out, gotten their life together, went to church, whole nine, but even with all that being said, it's still hard for them to shake.
Well, I got the psalm for it right here. Let me read it.
Go.
Have mercy on me, O God, because of your unfailing love. Because of your great compassion, blot out the stain of my sins. Wash me clean from my guilt. Purify me from my sin. For I recognize my rebellion. It haunts me day and night. Against you and you alone have I sinned. I have done what is evil in your sight. You will be proved right in what you say, and your judgment against me is just. For I was born a sinner, yes, from the moment my mother conceived me. But you desire honesty from the womb, teaching me wisdom even there. Purify me from my sins, and I will be clean. Wash me, and I will be whiter than snow. Yes, those who have been in this lifestyle, and those who are pulled out of it by the Lord, this psalm really resonates with them, because
of course
against God are the ones. No one sins against someone else. All sins are really against God. Yes, you do wrong to other people, that is a sin, but it's always against the Lord, because all men and women are image bearers.
But you know what's so funny, that, and you both said that, like when these people get pulled out of this situation, it's still kind of hard for them to, live a normal lifestyle because they're well known.
Yeah, they're known.
Like you can't. And it's so funny. I was watching.
But see, the problem is, no. There's a lot of people. I mean, I could rattle off names who've gotten out, but they, unfortunately, they leverage that because that's what they're known for.
Well, to be put simply, with sin, if you're in the Lord, yes, it's forgiven. Its eternal consequences have been taken care of. You're forgiven. The eternal consequences no longer relate to you. However, earthly consequences may still apply depending on what it is.
Facts.
What's the not Charlamagne, the other dude who does the podcast?
Oh, Gilly
when they
Waller?
sit on the table, does smoke.
Talking about Joe Budden with Melissa Ford and them?
No, not them. It's the he was in Paid in Full. At the end when he was talking, he was like, "Hey, you give it with your man and this and that."
Oh yeah,
but he always tell those funny jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah, gotcha.
It was an episode. He had Snoop Dogg on there.
Okay.
And same thing. Like, it's hard for him to go. Like he says, sometimes it's hard for me to go to a regular store because certain people know me.
Right.
So like he was like saying like he used to go to the Japanese store all the time. They always had good meat and stuff like that, good rice and food, and they didn't, hardly knew. They didn't know who he was. And then a week, months prior, comes down, the owner finally recognized who he was. So now he can't. He said now that he know who I am, we took a picture and everything. Now he knows it's gonna be kind of hard for me to come here because now you know me. Now you're gonna have other people come in and see me every day now.
Right.
So
and here's
what I took off from that is, and now that you brought this up with this, yeah, sometimes these people do get out of that lifestyle and live a normal life, but it's kind of hard for them not to be injected. What they pass is because when they step out in public, a lot of people already know what they are.
And I know part of this is that
consequence.
No.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not even consequence because even we wouldn't even say even if we took the porn industry off the table, took OnlyFans off the table, you think it's hard for some of these actual real celebrities who probably ain't even doing nothing right now?
Same thing.
If they go right in the public right now, you think they won't even get recognized?
Same thing. But the reason why I said it is because a lot of stars, they always get recognized no matter what. Even your non quote unquote big celebrities get recognized. Shoot, we walk around certain areas, we'll probably get recognized. It's one of those things.
Hell,
but
it was so funny. A couple, like I told you, I ran into famous MMA fighter, Babalu.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't even know who he is. Probably still don't even know who he is. I know who he is just because my background.
But the point is, you a complete stranger know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When you start getting into a public space and you start doing public things, kind of like what we're doing now, you're going to be known by some people.
Victor? Hi, Victor.
Is that Pooh Bear?
You're going to get known by people.
Yeah.
Can I ruffle your hair?
No, don't crazy my hair. I ain't Cat Williams now.
But it's just like you get known. But see, the problem is that when you purposely try to put yourself in that, and you purposely not just you throw your significant other in that side. I would never do that.
But that goes back to what Vic said in that scripture.
Yeah.
You can't drill on your past because it's still going to be around you 24/7. Regardless if you get out or not, it's still going to be a part of you.
But you just don't. You don't. People. The problem is, and this is with everything. People lock in too much on what the past is versus present and future. I literally was just having this conversation yesterday.
And that's why certain people can't get on with their lives on that.
Because they lock in so much of the past. Stop focusing on what happened before. Focus on what you're doing. So if this is where you are, but this is where you know. But if this is where you are,
I try to tell it to a lot of people, even my family members. I had that problem too because I was so stuck on the past that my future wasn't going nowhere.
Right.
And it had to take me some time to get, to myself and say, you know what, past the past, it happened. Let's move forward and move on. Because at the end of the day, we still all gotta live. We still all gotta get up and go to work. We still gotta eat. You see what I'm saying? So now.
So I say that to say this because when you say the stuff about the past, I hate that we keep turning. I hate that we turn to the subject a little bit.
Let's clarify. You can only call it the past if it's behind you.
Right.
If it's not behind you, it's not the past.
And I hate turning this. I hate turning.
Even with like we just said, you don't think these people who actually get out of this past stuff it's still gonna be there no matter what.
Yeah, that's scars.
That's what I'm saying. But even for celebrities, you don't think just because I walk away from something, I'm a better person. Now you don't think 9 out of 10, if they walk into just like a regular community store, that they're not gonna get recognized.
Yeah, it's just like with anything. You're going to get recognized.
But to go back to the original thing, if I had a chance, I'm not gonna say that I didn't want that lifestyle. A lot of people want that lifestyle.
Of course,
we all want that.
The reason why
if I can have that lifestyle 24/7, I will live it. But if I have a chance to make something different out of that lifestyle, I'm gonna do it for the good.
Yeah,
not for the bad.
Like I said,
back in my younger days, you know,
I wish I could get.
I'll say, yeah, I'll be around. I'm going around and be messing with the baddest chicks. Then I
wish I could get my homegrown Nicole.
You know what I'm saying? That's and I'm not gonna lie about it. That's just me.
I wish I could bring my homegrown.
Everybody got a different partake on that. But to sit there and say, oh well, if I can change my morals on that, but still keep that lifestyle, then that's wrong.
Well, see, the problem is that you're choosing that. Some people choose that path based upon everything you just said because it looks cool. You're the big man on campus. You got money, especially if it's on the flip side where your girl is bringing you a portion of money.
And I'll tell this right now: if I had that kind of lifestyle, if I was in high school.
Yeah, but see,
even with the baddest chicks that I know that I couldn't, that were way out of my league.
Right, but see, the problem is that if you wasn't able to be in their league from jump,
yeah,
what makes you think that them being on an Instagram person or OnlyFans model is going to change that perspective? I deal with some. One of my girls who I told you about the girl who I hired at the job who was an OnlyFans model to this day. If I really was trying to chase after her, I would have opportunity to do as such. But the problem is, I don't because I know what it comes with. Mm-hmm. That's really what it comes down to. So you don't, because you don't know. You don't. Yeah, it's not even the fact that I'm too old or not too old. I'm grown. I
know you're grown. I'm just thinking about what my favorite comedian, Ali when he said that young girl, he said, "You look like a lot of fun."
Yeah,
and I have a heart attack.
But you choose better because you know that
because you know what comes with it and the consequences.
Yes, because I've known people who went through it often.
Well, just
I just want to say I wish I could walk y'all through. Mm-hmm. I wish I could walk y'all through some of the past experiences that I had. But the reason why I don't dwell on them, I don't be like, oh, I wish I would have made this decision. I wish I would have chose her instead of her. I wish I would have done this. I don't go through that. It's because that wasn't my path. Mm-hmm. My decision-making processes, even though not perfect, was based on having a pretty solid moral code and, Christian-based skills for me. And there's the thing. Everybody's different. Certain people can't relate. Certain people can't relate to Adam22 dating a porn star. They've never been that close. So they can't relate. They don't understand. Only a handful of people could really understand that circumstance. You don't know if they're trying to get out or go in. Now, in his instance, he's trying to dig in deeper. And that's the bad, and this is where I get mad. And this is where I get mad about because when you're clout chasing and money chasing and all this stuff, this is a byproduct of it.
Because he wants to be the top dog.
He wants to be that dude. And don't get it wrong, I understand, but there's different ways to go about this. There is a right way to go about this, and putting your girl out on Front Street, who is the mother of your kid and your wife, is not to do that. I wouldn't do that because there's certain links that you would go, and there's certain things you got to put the brakes on. You got to protect the sanctity of your relationship.
The facts.
And if you're not protecting the sanctity of your relationship, then why are you in a relationship with that person to begin with? Like, if you're just going to have her go out there and dip with other people and do all that stuff, and you purposely throwing out there, even if it is for a bag, then you probably shouldn't have been married. You probably should have just been trying to figure out your life and dating and all that stuff.
What did you
say? It's not a relationship. He's not wrong. And like when he said, it's not, she's not his, but technically she is. Else. But he, as the head, he as the head of the household, threw his girls to the wolves, and then trying to reel her back in.
You know what the saddest thing is that...
And that's why I'm mad at Adam22.
This is really nothing new. This has been
Of
going
course
on.
it's not.
No. I don't even mean recent. This has been going on for literal thousands of years.
You know what we call this?
This is money shit.
No. We call this? No, it's pimping.
Well, I wouldn't try. I was gonna say
No. Just call it what it is. It's pimping.
It is.
Slaving, pimping.
Same answer.
But
Same answer.
God.
No, I'm not even. I'm not trying to be funny.
No. It's not being funny. It's just that, like Vic said, then why be married? You might as well just
that was my point.
Be your pimp. You were her pimp. And she's just.
If you're gonna pimp her, because that's literally what you just did. I know y'all both in it.
All of it. I don't support it.
Yeah.
Right. If you're both in the industry and all that stuff, yeah, we don't relate. But I would never, ever put the missus out there and be like, oh, we'll go out there. I know it's a bag. I know it's money. I know it's stuff. I mean, I don't care if we're in dire need. We're not doing it.
Look,
so basically, what we're saying is, and with them two, they just have an open relationship. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, and again, and like I said, and maybe it's me. Maybe I can't relate. And y'all in podcast land, if y'all got a different take that I and the boys need to hear, I'm trust me, I'm open to hear what y'all got to say.
I'd be hard pressed to call it a relationship. A relationship is like a house. You can only call it a house if it has a roof and walls. What
And
they
a
have
floor.
has neither. So it's not a relationship.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't even have a floor.
It
has no foundation.
It's more of a.
It's a shack.
Business transaction.
It's the whole house.
It's a shack. It blows away. You can put walls and stuff around it, but it has no foundation. It blows off.
You can't even put mail in it.
Exactly.
It don't even got an address.
Exactly. And that's where I get mad about it. I know this wasn't the primary. This so happens to be the primary topic,
I'm glad
but
you got this off your chest.
But it was just
at the end of the day. This is a fallen world. These are fallen people. They all need the Lord. They all currently stand condemned by a holy God because of the lifestyle they choose to live. There's only one who could save them. That is the Lord Jesus Christ. And I shall pray that they be found in him on the day of judgment. If not, they shall suffer the due penalty of their sin. Indeed. That is the sad and truthful reality of it all. And many people don't realize that. Many people don't seem to think that because society changes, that means the morals change. But the morals have never changed. Society just became more depraved. Everything got worse over time, rapidly getting worse right now. Nothing is really getting better, and don't expect it to. At least not how you think. People are going to continue to lose what sense of morality they have. People are going to hate the only living God of the universe more and more because he is the judge of the universe, and they're going to hate him, his son, his spirit, and his word. They're going to hate him because he's going to tell them what they need to hear, that the way they are living is wrong, it is sinful and damning. And the worst part is he will extend his hand to them in salvation and mercy, and they will forsake the only mercy they have a hope in, choosing hell over heaven, because they want to be God, and they're upset that they're not. That's why everyone's there.
Indeed. I know this wasn't our primary topic that we were going to talk about, but we just kind of ran with it.